Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 17 matchup versus the New York Jets. If you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts, opinions, and your score predictions down in the comment section below. As always, I love to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions, and your score predictions as well. If you do hear some fireworks throughout this video, my apologies. This is being recorded on New Year's Eve, literally about an hour before the ball drops. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully, we all have a fantastic 2022, and we can all do some great things together. But you know, going back to this Week 17 matchup here, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus New York Jets, I have a lot of thoughts about this game. And the first thought that came to my mind was, I want to see momentum for this Buccaneers offense, right? We look at the past two games by the Buccaneers defense, and to be fair, you know, we will talk about that in a little bit in the work that they've been able to do. They've got a lot of great momentum on their side. I feel that this game specifically against the New York Jets is another really good opportunity for the Buccaneers offense to generate more momentum for themselves going into the playoffs. We saw last week versus the Carolina Panthers, the offense, you know, was very much improved from what we saw versus, the New Orleans Saints in the game before the Carolina Panthers game. So this is another game to continue to build on that positive momentum that they had last week versus the Panthers. Of course, there are a lot of players hurt. Again, I will talk about that later on in this video, but you got to work with what you got. You know, next man up mentality is always a big thing. And as long as you've got Tom Brady, you've got a chance to win any game. You know, point blank, period, simple as that. So I want to see the offense continue to generate more momentum for themselves, build on their efficiency, and go out there and score some points against this New York Jets team. The second thought I had was, you know, it's even more chances for people to step up. Right? We've been talking about that next man mentality here throughout the entirety of the season. Guys have had to step up on offense, on defense, on all these other aspects of the team. This game is no different. Shaq Barrett is going to be ruled out of this game. Jason Pierre-Paul is going to be ruled out of this game. Enter Joe Tryon, enter Anthony Nelson. This is a huge opportunity for both of those guys to, get some really solid starting snaps, get some pressure, get some tackles for loss, get some quarterback hits, maybe get a sack or two. This is a great opportunity for two really young Buccaneers pass rushers who are hopefully going to be here for a while. Definitely in the case of Joe Tryon, maybe in the case of Anthony Nelson, but again, the point being, this is a great opportunity for both of those young pass rushers to make an impact in this game. You even go to the head coaching position. Right now as it stands, Bruce Arians, he is on the illness list. I made a whole video talking about that situation. Enter Harold Goodwin, the assistant head coach and run game coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Huge opportunity for Harold Goodwin, right? He was interviewed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all the way back in, I believe, 2014, 2016, somewhere along those lines. I believe it was 2014. But, this is a huge opportunity for Goodwin. I know everybody talks about, hey, after Bruce Arians retires, it's going to be Todd Bowles or Byron Leftwich as the head coach. Not so fast. Maybe enter Harold Goodwin. He is the assistant head coach for a reason. Bruce Arians trusts him a lot, and he could be a potential name as the next Buccaneers head coach once Bruce Arians is done, especially if Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich get hired away to other teams. If Harold Goodwin is still here, who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but this is a very big opportunity for Goodwin here to show what he can do as a potential head coach in this league, and I'm very excited for all of these guys who are getting these chances because the next man up mentality, it's for these guys to step up and hopefully make some impacts, and, you just got to feel excited for some of these guys. The next thought I had was the defense has been great the last 2 weeks. I think that really goes without saying, but kind of diving a little bit deeper into it, they have not allowed a touchdown the past 2 games. That's against the New Orleans Saints. That's against the Carolina Panthers. I know what people are going to say. Oh, James, it's 2 really not good offenses. The Saints, they were on their, third or fourth quarterback. In the case of, the Carolina Panthers there, they, are just really big of a mess right now offensively. But I still think it counts, right? At the end of the day, these are NFL caliber offenses. The Buccaneers defense is going out there and preventing these teams from scoring touchdowns. That is huge in my opinion, and it's great momentum to take with you into the end of the regular season and especially into the playoffs as well. It seems like the defense is hitting its stride. It seems like the defense is finally gaining a lot of momentum. They are generally the healthiest that they have been, at least in the secondary. I know Richard Sherman's dealing with an injury. I talked about Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul dealing with some injuries as well. Of course, I believe Levante David is still dealing with his injury. So, yeah, they're still a very banged up unit, but they're still going out there and providing some great defensive play, which I think needs to be pointed out because it could be a very, very, positive thing for the Buccaneers going into some of these playoff games, which could be the deciding factor between winning and losing an elimination game in the playoffs. So I think it's definitely worth mentioning that, yeah, the defense is looking really, really darn good. Fingers crossed that that can continue here against the New York Jets. Second to last thought I had here, guys, was will Mike Evans get 1,000 yards on the season? Right now, it is questionable as to whether or not he will play in this game. Him and Antonio Brown. Harold Goodwin said that, he hopes that both guys can play. Let's see if that happens. And if Mike Evans specifically misses this game, will he get 1,000 yards? I think that it is definitely, in doubt at that point. With only one game left, I believe Mike Evans is at 899 yards, something along those lines. He only needs a little over 100 yards. He could get that against the Carolina Panthers alone. But you want to have a little bit of that buffer, right? He goes out there, he gets 50 yards against the New York Jets. He only needs 50 yards against the Carolina Panthers. I understand people are going to say, they have to put Mike Evans on a snap count because they need him healthy for the playoffs. I completely understand that. I talked about that in regards to Shaq Barrett and the Buccaneers holding him out, essentially, until the playoffs. But, hey, I'm a little bit biased here. I want Mike Evans to continue his 1,000-yard season record. He's already got the record now. He has surpassed Randy Moss, but I want him to build on that record. Ideally, I would want Mike Evans to have 1,000 receiving yards every single year of his career. There would be a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame at that point, right? I mean, you can already, say that Mike Evans is building a Hall of Fame resume for himself, but I'd love to see him just continue to get 1,000 receiving yards per season. I just like to see that, right? It always feels good. Chris Godwin's already at that number. You want to see Mike Evans at that number as well, just so he can keep his record alive. So fingers crossed he can play here against the New York Jets. Finally, guys, speaking of injuries and whatnot, hey, my final thought is this. No injuries, please. I mean, that would be a nice thing to not have injuries. The Buccaneers have been dealing with so many stinking injuries. I've talked about injuries on the offensive side of the football, on the defensive side of the football. Can the Buccaneers just get into the playoffs with no more guys hurt? I think that's what basically everybody is asking for, right? Just no more injuries. Please, football gods, we beg of you. Just keep this team as healthy as it can be going into the playoffs, because right now they are definitely banged up, and they need as many guys they can get, whenever the playoffs do come around. So, again, fingers crossed that the Buccaneers are able to come out of this Week 17 matchup with no injuries and everybody can just be okay, man. But, as for a score prediction, the Buccaneers, as I said, they've got a lot of injuries. The New York Jets, they've got a lot of injuries too. They've got some interesting things going on with that team. Zach Wilson, I'm going to be honest, guys, he has been not a disappointment this year, but it's been lacking, I think, in his rookie year. I personally had a lot of high hopes for the Jets quarterback going into his rookie year, and I have not really seen enough from him in terms of positives. So I do think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will come away with this game. I think despite all the injuries to the Bucs, the Jets have a lot of injuries going on as well. I think the defense is going to continue to put out some really good, gameplay overall against this Jets offense that is banged up. And I think with Tom Brady, the Bucs offense can get the job done as well, even if they are down a lot of their, starters on that side of the football. So I'm going to go with a final score of 27-13. That is going to be the final score that I have here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Jets. I have the Bucs getting the win, moving on to a 12-4 record. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. What do you guys think? Again, leave your thoughts, your opinions and your score predictions for this game down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hopefully you like the new backdrop as well. I'm kind of experimenting a little bit. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments section below as well. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully everybody has a safe and fun time here on this holiday, and we can all do some great things in 2022. But anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.